You made that at home? How? I said, easy, in my Instant Pot. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Tara, and on this channel, I love sharing easy but healthy recipes that you can make right in your very own kitchen. All year long, we have been making one-pot meal prep recipes, and I know you guys have really been enjoying them. Today, we are gonna make an Italian pasta dish that when you eat this, you are gonna think you are at a very, very high-end Italian restaurant. I was at my clinical yesterday eating this for lunch. All of the nurses were like, "What are you eating? That smells incredible." And they said, "You made that in your Instant Pot?" And I said, "Yes, I did, in 3 minutes." I love sharing easy recipes just like today's recipe every Sunday. So if you're new here, you should consider subscribing. Be sure you stay all the way through the end of the video. There is a recipe card at the end you can take a screenshot of for easy reference. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. So let's do this, shall we? Here are all of the ingredients we'll be using today. A complete list will be in the description box below. So we're gonna start with a knife. I love this knife. It's very important that whatever knife you use is sharp. So we're gonna remove the skin from the shallot. If you don't have a shallot, you could also use about 1/4 of an onion or even onion powder. And then we're gonna remove the skin from the garlic. And yes, you can use garlic powder. Then we are gonna chop the shallot and the garlic very finely. Alternatively, you could toss this in a food processor. That would work really well. If you have them on hand, however, I do highly recommend using fresh ingredients. Then we're gonna set this aside and grab our sun-dried tomatoes. These are not packed in oil. You don't need the extra oil for this recipe, and we're gonna chop the sun-dried tomatoes as finely as you can. Set it aside and grab our microplane. I love this microplane. I will link this in the description box below if you want to check it out for yourself, but we are going to zest this lemon. And then we are gonna juice this lemon. We're doing everything now, so this will come together very quickly once we grab our Instant Pot. I had a very large lemon, so this has a lot of juice. If you have a small lemon, you might need to use 2. Next, we're gonna grab our chicken, and I'm using chicken breasts. Last year, when the grocery stores hardly had any meat or fish, we signed up for the Butcher Box and have been so impressed with it that we decided to keep our membership, even though most grocery stores now have meat and fish. We absolutely love the easiness of it, that it just gets shipped straight to our door. This video is not sponsored, but if you would like to try it for yourself, there is a link in the description box below to save $30 off of your first order. So we are going to slice up this chicken. So I'm doing it in one direction, and then I'm turning the chicken, and I'm basically chopping this into bite-sized chunks. If you would prefer to just slice it, of course you can do that. We're gonna set the chicken aside, grab our Instant Pot, set it to saute on high, and once it says it's hot, we are gonna add our olive oil and our shallots. You can see how very hot this oil is. This is what is gonna make the recipe come together very quickly. After about 20 seconds, we're gonna add the chicken, and we're gonna give this a head start because we do not want the garlic to burn. So we're just kind of looking to brown it on all sides, just a little bit, and we're gonna add our garlic and all of our dried spices. If you don't want to use the red chili flakes, you don't have to, but I think it adds the perfect amount of heat. We're also going to add the sun-dried tomatoes. And we are going to just mix all of this together. And after about a minute or 2, when your house is smelling absolutely amazing, and it looks just about like this, it's time to add our lemon zest. We are not going to add the juice right now. This looks like lemon juice, but I promise it's not. It is actually white wine. Highly recommend using white wine, and this is a dry Chardonnay, but you can use broth or water if you prefer. Then we're gonna grab our pasta. You guys know I love using gluten-free pasta, not because I'm gluten-free, but because it has so much more protein and keeps me full for hours. But you can use any kind of pasta that you like. So I am Italian, and I am breaking this pasta in half because it simply will not fit in the Instant Pot, leaving it whole. You want to use kind of a crisscross pattern. That way it's less likely to stick together, and we're going to add our water until it just about covers it and just press it down a little. You do not want to stir. Then we're going to close the Instant Pot and make sure it's set to high pressure for 3 minutes. While we're waiting for the Instant Pot to come to pressure, it is a perfect time for us to chop our fresh herbs. Add it to a bowl and set it aside. When the Instant Pot finishes cooking, we're going to allow 2 minutes of natural pressure, and then we're going to perform a quick release. Sometimes it's helpful to perform a controlled quick release so it doesn't splash all over. And when the pin drops, open the lid. When you first open the lid, it might look like the pasta is kind of clumped together. Just keep on stirring. Grab your lemon juice and then some heavy cream. We're gonna add a splash of heavy cream because it is gonna make this dish taste so much more rich and flavorful. If you don't have heavy cream or you don't wanna use it, you could swap in some milk or even plant milk, whatever you have. But if you have heavy cream, I highly suggest adding it in because it is gonna elevate this dish to another level. You could use more than what I'm using if you prefer, but this was perfect for me. And then we're gonna grab our freshly grated cheese. Pecorino Romano cheese is very, very flavorful. In my opinion, it is so much more flavorful than Parmesan. And because this sauce is really just this grated cheese and the flavor of the sun-dried tomato, as well as the splash of heavy cream, you really need that intense, salty flavor. But if you do not like Pecorino Romano, use any other type of grated cheese that you like. We're gonna add our grated cheese. I found 1 cup to be the perfect amount for me. If you wanna use more or less, by all means, go ahead. And then we're adding our fresh herbs. Of course, if you don't have fresh, you can add a little bit more dried or just skip it. The pasta might have looked clumpy at first, but it is definitely not clumpy now. Serve it into your bowls, your plates, your meal prep containers. Top it with a splash of balsamic vinegar. You guys have got to try this recipe. Question of the day: when you go to a restaurant and pick up takeout, what do you order? I would love to know. Drop it in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's recipe, I would be so appreciative if you would hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, tap that red subscribe button below. We would love for you to be a part of the family. I put together a playlist of more easy meal prep recipes I'm gonna leave right here on the screen if you would like to check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another delicious recipe. Bye, guys.